New film with a quick summary of starting our first Cornell Notes on the internet. So we're going to need to open the assignment that I sent you on Google Classroom, and then we're also going to need to open our textbook, our electronic textbook. So first, let's go with the assignment. To do that, I am going to go to Google Classroom. You'll do the same thing. In this case, I have all of the classes. You only have one for world history, so I'm going to choose second period. Go ahead and choose World History in Google Classroom. Then go up to Classwork, and you're going to see the assignment that is due tomorrow. This is the very beginning. We're talking about Chapter 1, Roman Empire, and here's the assignment, Social Studies Spiral Assignment 12, Chapter 1, Lesson 1 Notes. So click on that and open that icon. So here's the beginning of our Cornell Notes, Chapter 1, Lesson 1, Cornell Notes. Now, as you scroll down, you're going to see 16 different titles. As I said in class today, this is quite a long lesson, so we're going to take time on our first taking notes. But here's what we started in class together. The opening paragraph of the Chapter 1, Lesson 1, and then we're going to do the red title, Rome at its height, and two green titles, Site of Encounter, Rome, and Growth Ends. This is where your class homework will end for the first time. Growth ends. Again, this is just the beginning. We're just starting. Now, we also need the textbook. So, the electronic textbook, I'm going to go back to Google Classroom. Google Classroom. Now I'm going to go up to the waffle, and I'm going to scroll all the way down to the bottom to McGraw-Hill. This is where our electronic textbook is located. Now, I have, of course, different periods, impact. This is where you only have one for impact. Go ahead and click on any one. So I'm going to click on this one. And this is where I have both the teacher edition and the student edition. So click on interactive student edition. This is our textbook. And World History and Geography, Medieval and Early Modern Times for impact. This is page 1. This is the electronic page 1, not the paper textbook. Now, since we're only testing this book to see if we want to purchase it next year, we're going to use it only for Chapter 1 about the Roman Empire. So I'm going to go up here to the table of contents, click on that icon, and I'm going to scroll down to Chapter 1, Rome and the Rise of Christianity. Click there and go to the icon underneath to go straight to Chapter 1, Lesson 1. Now we're on page 17 of the electronic version of the textbook, but this is the beginning of Chapter 1, Lesson 1, Rome and the Rise of Christianity. Now that's the only picture and text on this page. So to go to the next electronic page, click here, place and time. This is talking about, just again, a short paragraph about Chapter 1, Lesson 1. Click on the arrow to go to page 19. And this is where we have a map of the Roman Empire. Scroll, click on the next arrow. This is where we have the timeline of the Roman Empire. And you can see the different events that happened over the time of the Roman Empire. We'll look at that more next week. The key is, though, to go to page 21. So click on the next arrow. And here's Lesson 1, Rome's Decline. Now, if we look back at our homework, here's the title. Lesson 1 is the title in Rome's Decline. Now, let's go on to slide 2. This is our opening paragraph. So going back to the textbook, this is our opening paragraph for Lesson 1. And so we read through this, and this talks about what the entire lesson is about. So we summarized it, and we put our notes in here. Why the Roman Empire started to decline. This is all talking about the the price of food and people getting poor, and this was the beginning of the fall of the Roman Empire. Now we see the next headline is Rome at its height. So looking back at the textbook, scroll down, and there is Rome at its height. Now, in our notes, I said to put this title in red because there's only 4 major titles. So we have it in red. In the textbook, though, it's in green, but you can see how this text is larger than this text, even though it's both in green. This is a subset of Rome at its height. So that's why when we're taking notes, the 4 major headlines, Rome at its height, is going to be in red, but the subsets are still going to be in green. Site of encounter, Rome. Site of encounter, Rome. So this is where, in some classes we did this, some we did not. So if you did not, this is your homework. Read through these 2 paragraphs, summarize, and put in your bullets here on site of encounter, Rome. Then, when we've read through these sections, these paragraphs, we see the next subsection is growth ends. Looking at our notes, growth ends. So read through this paragraph, write your bullets, summarize, and type your notes in here. This is where the homework ends. So it's only a few paragraphs. This is our practice in taking Cornell Notes using an electronic textbook and our Google Classroom assignment here on slides. So if you have any questions, you can dojo me or send an email, and I'll try to get back to you if you have any questions. Remember, this is due tomorrow, Friday, at 5 a.m. Thanks.